Yo, this is JJP them, JoJo Pellegrino, and I'm checking out Animal Status with my brother DJ Wonder.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Animal Status only on Shade 45. My name is DJ Wonder, and man, do we have a special guest entering the Midnight Society tonight. All right, hold on. Let me start the fire over there, make sure everything is good to go. Okay, it's ready. I want to introduce you to Staten Island's own JoJo Pellegrino. What's up, JoJo?
What's up, my brother DJ Wonder, man? How you doing, man?
JoJo's a staple on Animal Status. I'm sure you've probably heard his songs plenty of times on this show, so I'm glad we can finally sit down and talk, man. It's good to see you.
Me too, man. It's always good to see you, DJ Wonder. I appreciate all the support that you constantly give me throughout the years, man. And I'm glad the fans are enjoying the music. That's what it's all about. Shout out Shade 45.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Hitman for Hire V2 or Volume 2. What do you officially call it?
I like to call it V2, man. It kind of just brings this whole Violator energy when you say V, you know, and I'm in that spirit right now, bro. I'm feeling like I'm 20 years old again, you know?
Right. Okay. So V2. But let's talk about where you're from. You were born in Staten Island.
Yeah, born and raised in Staten Island. I'm from Great Hills.
Man. Yep. So how do you feel about the bad rap that Staten Island gets sometimes from people?
Bad rap for what?
It's the fifth borough that nobody wants to visit. There's several people that live in New York City that have never visited Staten Island.
This is not really a place that you visit, although there's a lot of things to visit, but nobody wants to visit. But you got to have, you know, this is where you come to live. This ain't a place where you come hang out. When you want a backyard, and you want two side yards, and you want to live a nice life and all that other stuff, this is where you come to live. This is why all the wise guys, when they had their money throughout the years, they came here to Staten Island. This is why all the doctors and the lawyers, they come out here to Staten Island. All the industry guys, they move out here to Staten Island. It's what you do with it. So, you know, in terms of this being the forgotten borough, you know, that's a wrap, man. You know, you see there's a lot of artists out there coming from here, and I'm always going to represent. So we're putting in the work for Staten Island, fifth borough all day, bro.
Right, you mentioned the wise guys, and I hear the police in the background.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of mob ties to Staten Island?
You know what?
Allegedly,
of course. Changed. I mean, the police really don't go after those guys. That's more of a federal thing. But at this point, you know, everybody's just looking to just stay free and make their money and do their thing. It's not the same no more. There's not bodies turning up everywhere. There's not Italian guys driving around with pistols. This is just everything is cool out right now. You know.
Right. Where does the Pellegrino name come from?
Pellegrino is actually my grandmother's name. So that's my father's mother's name. And she watched me when I was younger, and she lived right down the block from the hood. So she lived down the block from a hood called West Brighton. So when it came time for me to find my own identity and really do something different to separate me from everybody in these projects that I was battling in and rhyming in and you know, spending my time in, she called me JoJo. So I went with JoJo and you know, Pellegrino. That's it. Right after that, bro, everything started happening. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Now, so I'm guessing you're Italian descent. Is that right, JoJo?
Italian. I also have Irish blood. I also have Spaniard blood. I also have Cherokee blood.
All right. Well, so people have had their time, man. Last summer, a lot of folks were catching it for kind of appropriating like black culture. Asian people have been coming after people for appropriating Asian culture. Will there ever be a retribution for like the mid to late '90s rappers appropriating the Italian culture and mob style? Do you think?
I mean, I really don't know, man. You know, this is something like hip hop is special, man. But they pay attention to what they want to pay attention to. You know what I mean? I guess this thing is not really about what nationality you are. This is about your skill set. This is about what you bring to the table as an individual, personality wise. You know, nobody says Kanye West. What kind of name is West? Is that an English name? He's an English rapper. You know, so I mean, I don't know about retribution. In terms of retribution for any proud Italian hip hop fan, that would be JoJo Pellegrino moving ahead in the industry. That's what makes them proud. That's what makes them feel satisfied.
Every time I hear JJP, I think of DDP, and I think you could be an excellent pro wrestler if you wanted to get into it. What would your finishing move be, do you think?
I don't know. I'd probably hit somebody with a coffee pot or something like that. You know, you never know.
That's an interesting weapon, man, and it's very unexpected. Just like JoJo Pellegrino, you never know where he's coming from. So you were signed to Violator. That's kind of where people kind of first got to know you. Who exactly discovered you, and how did you get on that management team or label, whatever?
I was discovered through Eric Nix, and then once Chris Lighty and Jimmy Cruz jumped in the picture, that was it, man. You know, and although I'm very grateful for everything that went on, I'm even more grateful for the things that didn't happen because I really enjoy now. Mm-hmm. I don't have a drop of bitter in me. I don't have a drop of, you know, I'm very content with with the music and with the culture where it's at right now. I'm really content where I'm at with it right now. I love this independent game. Things have changed so much digitally and so much to what an artist could do for themselves. And I'm really just enjoying all this stuff up, man. Looking forward to being consistent and giving you guys everything that you guys been waiting for. I definitely want to say rest in peace to Chris Lighty too. At this age, a lot of the things that he said to me are just starting to make sense to me now. Couldn't even begin to wrap my brain around the things that this man was trying to put me onto back then. But I'm still grateful for the lessons.
Right. And so Hitman for Hire V2, it definitely sounds like you've come into your own. When you first came out, early 2000s, and like forget about it, it had that early 2000s production sound. Like, do you think if you would have maybe come out just a few years earlier, you still would have been on the end of that grimy scene where grimy hip hop was being played on regular radio? Do you think you would have fit in better during that time, or were you fine when you came out?
You know what? I'll tell you what, man. I didn't get my record deal off of, yes, I did get the record deal off of Bars, Spitting for Chris, literally, but ultimately it was about the music that I had, the records that I had. Although I love the grimy music and it's in my heart, I thoroughly enjoy making big records. But these type of records, without the right platform or without the right push and all that stuff, it's kind of like bringing a bazooka to a fist fight. So in the meantime, I really want to satisfy the streets, just be consistent, get the name back out there, get the music back out there, and gradually step them into something new. I don't believe that rappers, I don't believe that rappers need to stick within a certain thing. Why can't a rapper constantly make different music like Kanye West or, constantly step up? Why do you have to stay in that same box? Guys like David Bowie and all that, they switched it up every single time and won every single time. I am that type of artist, so I don't want people to be like, yeah, you can't put me in a box. He does this or the lyrics or the hardcore stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming. You know what I mean?
All right. And just real quick for that Forget About It song, you should check it out. It's really a dope song. But there's a legend that you could have had a video shot with James Gandolfini, Paulie Walnuts, and Hugh Grant. Is that true?
Yeah. We actually had all these guys. I can't believe you heard about Hugh Grant. Who the hell told you about that? That's crazy. I didn't say nothing about Hugh Grant. Recently, I spoke about Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, may he rest in peace, Paulie Walnuts, Christopher, which was the nephew. We had them all ready for the video. They were calling the Violator office, but Chris was like, nah, that's a gimmick. That's not where we're going with this. And I was really like, Chris, I'm telling you, let's do this. But he had a different vision. He was like, you're not the Italian rapper. You're the rapper who happens to be Italian. Don't ever get that twisted, Joe. I said, okay, cool. So, I ended up really, growing into that. You know what I mean? That's just one of the things, like I said, that he said to me that made a lot of sense. Because this is Italian rapper. What is an Italian rapper? What is that? You know what I mean? I mean, what 100% Italian guy who's really proud to be Italian would be rapping, right, or really be able to do it the right way? You know what I mean? So, again, you don't want to put anybody in a box in this rap shit, especially not me.
I think it's probably, like you said, maybe it's more of a gimmick thing. It's more along the lines of like the wrestling or something. They'd always have you in like some kind of suit or something like that, and that would be your thing. So I get it. You want to be your own artist.
I like to wear suits and all that, but more importantly is I like to make good music that strikes the emotion in people and induces thought, impresses people, braggadocio stuff. You know the deal, Wonder. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going with.
Right. And so what's, real quick, the one biggest lesson that you would give an upcoming either independent or somebody who's just got signed MC right now?
I would say that make sure that you cover your end on all aspects to collect your monies for what you're supposed to do. Make sure you register with ASCAP or BMI. Make sure you put all your music, with Sound Exchange. Make sure you collect everything you can. Make sure you try to get place the music. Make sure you have original music. Make sure that you have permission to use the music that you're using. And make sure you just stay on top of your game, man. There's so many rappers I know, even guys that I really respect, that are actually tearing this a couple steps ahead of me right now, tearing this rap game apart. And these guys are not even understanding. They don't even know what BMI or ASCAP is. You know what I mean? So to all the rappers out there, I say, make sure that you're the one that's collecting, what you do off of your music and not somebody else. Because if it's out there, somebody is collecting.
What is that thing you got right there?
This is a beautiful cigar, man. And this is a Synchro. I really like Nika Rusticas, but I'm into cigars and stuff like that. Nothing like relaxing on a nice, sunny summer day, chilling out, smoking a cigar, man. I'm enjoying myself.
Man, you look like you're truly living, the American dream. This is what people want. People go to this game, they think they want to be stars. They think, who knows, they just want to make money. But you look like you're enjoying life. You think that's where you're at right now?
I mean, yeah, bro. I enjoy life no matter what I have and what I don't have because I have life. You know, I enjoy the sun. I enjoy nature. I enjoy other people. You know, and no matter what you have and what you don't have, it's very easy to enjoy life. You could be doing terrible and still sit back in a nice environment and light up a cigar and you know, get the gears turning so you could, you know, make some moves for yourself. And that's what we like to do out here. We sit down and we smoke cigars and we build and we move ahead. And right now this is a celebration, bro, because I'm messing with you. You remember the last time I came up there, we had the floor you, and that was great, bro. That was incredible, man. You were like, Joe, in case these people start calling and beating you up, don't let me apologize ahead of time. And meanwhile, every person that called was like, yo, this what they give it 5 stars every person. So it's a celebration when I'm messing with you, bro.
That's right, baby. So that's the great things in life, but let's talk about a little bit of the dark side because you are on Animal Status, all right? Let's talk about horror and horror inspiration because I know recently you rhymed over like Diary of a Madman for the Don't Push Me freestyle, right? I play the track Full Moon all the time. Do you have
Full Moon.
What is it? What's that?
Yeah, not Full Moon. I love that record, man.
Yeah, so do you ever have that like inspiration inside of you? Like you watch horror movies at all?
I mean, I do watch horror movies, you know, and sometimes if you sit back, life is like a horror movie. You know, everything that I've been going through with all this COVID stuff and all this. Look at us right now. This is a pleasure, but it's a horror compared to hanging out up there and at Shady 4-5 and rocking, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, me and my son, we sit back and we watch all the horror movies. It's crazy because he likes the scariest ones, like, what's that doll's name? Annabelle or whatever her name. I don't even know her name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that or whatever. But, yeah, man, you know, I love the gory stuff, man. I love horror.
Yeah, even on Hitman for Hire V2, there's some stuff that's like nightmares. There's some dark imagery on there. Would you ever consider doing if it was right, or maybe like RZA decided to come back to that, or Prince Paul from the Gravediggers? And would you do a full horrorcore album?
I mean, no, I wouldn't do a horrorcore album, bro. And to be honest with you, you know, even that stuff right there might have a horror sound to it, but it's really more or less just gritty stuff for the streets, man. It's that underground stuff, you know. It's so important to me, bro. I sat back, I said to myself, you know what? When I first came in the game, I had the platform, the ability, and even the records to be number one like a Drake. But that did not happen. And throughout all the years, I say to myself, you know, as time goes by, that window slips further and further away from you. But then I sat there and said to myself, yo, you know what? I might not right now be able to come out and be number one in the game like I always dreamed to be, like I once had the opportunity. But I could be number one in the underground. I could get the most money and have the most fun on the underground. And so that's what we're doing right now. So I love that music. It's in my heart. So that music, although it sounds like it's horror-based, it's really a lot of gritty stuff. Custodian of the Records is amazing. He did that. AAA does a lot of that. Even my man Danny Beats, these guys gave some real hardcore stuff. So it was important to me to have that vibe on there, you know?
Right. And that people might not know, do you have a Wu-Tang affiliation? Would you call yourself an affiliate of the Wu-Tang?
Yeah, because the same people that would do anything for them would do anything for me. The same people they came up with that are the reason why they're... Are we allowed to curse?
Of course. Go ahead.
All the reasons why WuTang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with are all the reasons why JJP ain't nothing to fuck with neither. That's where I came up right underneath them. I watched that. The people that build them up are the same people that build me up. The people that mentored them are the same people that mentored me. The people that run around and catch wreck with them are the same people that run around and catch wreck with me. And I'm very proud of that because, you know, my big brothers are the greatest hip-hop group of all time, arguably to some, but not to me. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang truly is, and honestly, forever. We just did the Let Me Know video with my man New Vegas Films, and, you know, my man THC and them, I forgot the other kid's name. They made a beautiful Wu-Tang situation on the wall in Staten Island. Did you get to see it? All of their faces lined up?
Yeah, the mural. Yeah.
It never stops, man. Wu-Tang is such a powerful force. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going next. I would love to see the Sons. I produced a record for the Sons called 7OD. I had Young Dirty Bastard on there. I had Ghostface Killer's son on there. I had Method Man's son on there. And we had You God's son on there. And it was just such a good feeling, man. And I was hoping that they would take the flag and just run with it and, you know, get, you know, Just, which is to Jizz's son and a few other people. I'm looking forward to see where that goes because I think Wu-Tang will be the only thing that could do that. We don't want to see a rap group with anybody other than the rap group. But Wu-Tang is something that I think that they'd be willing to accept. So I'm very curious to see where we're going with that.
Now, is this your first official album? I looked it up, and it's like Pella Freestyles is like a compilation album. But
this is my first album, bro. This is my first album. And I got something else coming that they're really going to enjoy, which is more along the lines of what me and Chris Lighty and James Cruz and Eric Nick set out to do years ago. Right now, I wanted to hit him with the Hitman joint. So this is my first album. You know, a long time ago, Chris told me, you don't want to be dropping albums. I know things change, but he said, you don't want to be dropping 1 million albums and none of them do good, man. That's like having black eyes and fat lips everywhere you go. So I was always afraid to put something out and not do it right. But at this point, man, I felt like I really owed the culture this. I owed the fans that. I owed the streets that. So I just dropped it off right on their stoop.
So that's,
here it is.
It's basically like almost 20 years, I would guess. But when you
Yeah,
really
20 years. I've done a lot over 20 years, a lot of different compilations, wrote for a lot of different artists, did a lot, did a lot as an individual, as a man outside of music. But I never stopped doing this. I do this every single day, bro. Recording, mixing, writing. I write like a 14-year-old kid all day, every day, all throughout each and every night since I am 12 years old. So it just feels good to be able to do it now. I got a great platform to put the music out. And it's just the beginning.
And Hitman for Hire, the first one was actually a mixtape with K Slay, right?
Right, and it did very, very well. We sold like 25,000 copies of it. Shout out my man London Bebo, rest in peace, Big Den. We got mixtape of the month from Sway on MTV. Double XL gave it a double XL rating. Next to Nas's God's Son album. We did a lot with that album, man. It was great. And I just kind of wanted to revisit that energy. A lot of people throughout the years tell me, "Yo, Hitman for Hire was fire, man. I wish you would come with that shit. Come with that, Joe. Come with that." So I gave them exactly what they wanted.
Nice. And you do have some excellent features on there, which you've already talked about a couple of them. But you have Raekwon, Ghost, Conway the Machine, Nems. How do you go about getting features for like an independent album like this?
A lot of these guys I actually know. And Ray and Ghost are my big brothers. Nems I know since he's a kid, so it's just a matter of just reaching out. RJ Payne, we hooked up immediately. Like I said, when we first linked, he had a lot of nice things to say to me. We built a friendship, and we got an album coming together right now, as a matter of fact. Conway was the same type of thing. I reached out, yo, Conway. He was like, yo, Joe, what up? I love the music, man. I love what you do. Whatever you need, King. I said, yo, I need something. Boom. He shot it right back, so that was great. I got to go out there and hang out with him, Benny, and Westside a few times with some of the street guys. They got around them, did some time with some of my friends. So it's a nice family vibe. Yeah, that's about it. Same thing with production, reaching out to dudes and just making sure I give everybody their just due and giving them their credit and giving them their proper mechanicals, which is another important thing to all artists out there. Make sure you register everybody and give them their just due so they don't turn around and take your music down and stuff like that from being offended. And that's it, bro. I just kick it with people. That's it.
Okay. And then it's on Pellevision. That's the label. You started that a long time ago, right?
Started it a very long time ago. I was using Sony Orchard as distribution, and sometimes I use TuneCore, bro. I saw a speech with not a speech. I seen what's his face talking other Italian kid Russ, and Russ really, really inspired me, man. And it's funny because I know someone related to him that was trying to push him on me for years, and I kept saying, I'm too busy. I never even got to look at him as an individual or listen to his music. And then when I see my man again in Jersey, he said, yo, I told you to get with Blase Blah. He just bought me a house and bought his mother a house. He said, who is it? He said, Russ. I'm like, damn. But anyway, Russ, shout Russ out, man. Russ really put a battery in my back with this whole TuneCore thing about how you retain 100% of your rights in music and all that other stuff. And although their arms are not as long as somebody like the Orchard, it's just a great way to build your fan base and a great way to collect every dollar that you're earning off of streams and digital downloads, etc., stuff like that. Right.
Pellevision, the name actually just reminds me of almost like a film company as well, maybe a multimedia company. Now, have you acted before, or is that something you're looking to get into?
In fact, I have acted in some independent films, and I just recently signed up with a really cool team. I got 2 agents right now, and they're working on getting me some great things. It looks like we got some gigs coming through for July. I'm looking really, really forward to doing that, man. And Pellevision was always meant to be that, even back then. It was meant to be, skits or funny things, comical type of skits or, behind the scenes footage or in the studio type of stuff. So now it's just kind of branching out to where I'm going to be doing more and more. Everything from commercials to independent films and trying to get on TV, all that other stuff, man. It's a process, bro. But hip hop is the ultimate platform for that, as we could already see from looking at the past with some of our favorite artists, how easily they transferred over into Hollywood or onto the big screen or onto TV or stuff like that. I'm very excited about that.
Right, but the love is always going to be there for the music, I'm sure. So and you can hear that in Hitman for Hire V2. It's out now on all streaming platforms, right?
Yes, it is. It's out everywhere. You guys can go check it out. Hitman for Hire V2. My Instagram is at JoJo Pellegrino. Twitter at JoJo Pellegrino. The TikTok is at JoJo Pelli. There it is right there. That's how you guys can reach me.
Hold on, JoJo. Wait, what are you doing on your TikTok, man? I'll
tell you what, bro. I'll tell you what. TikTok is like a girl that I'm running away from, that I'm afraid of falling in love with, because TikTok is, oh my God. I really want to have a blast on there and start doing a lot of comical stuff. But so far, just a little touch of this and a little touch of that. But of course, I'm putting the music out on there. But I mean, any day now, I'm gonna start going crazy on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have so much fun looking at the stuff on there. It's like the most recent information behind any topic you could possibly, mention. And of course, you got to filter through it to see what the BS is and what the good stuff is. But man, TikTok is amazing, bro.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that a lot of artists are getting paid the bulk of their money from streaming on TikTok, like whoop-day!
A lot of people are popping off. A lot of mediocre songs are popping off because of that platform as well. So if you actually have good music and are able to utilize it, you would suggest to using that as well in your arsenal, right, JoJo?
Oh, 100%. And I would also suggest putting some sort of unique twist on it, right? If you got a song, make a girl dance to it. Do some sort of comic, skit to it. Do something, along the lines of making people laugh and getting people engaged and stuff like that in your record. Have people dance to it. Do cool things to it. Have other, what's the word? I was going to say inspirers. What's the word of people that are online, bro?
Influencers. Yeah,
that's what I was looking for. Influencers. Have different influences, push your music out there and stuff. It's a beautiful thing. Great network.
And you did mention Whoop-Dee. You're friends with James Cruz. Are you gonna do any collabs in the future?
James spoke about it. James said, "Yo, I'll put you guys in the room and see what happens." But James has been supportive. He comes through and he came to the studio and he made a couple phone calls to some of the big guys in the industry and said, "JoJo, this and Joe." I said, "Yo, James, forget all that, man. This is what I'm doing. Let's do this and let them call you later." And it's kind of cool though, because just to hear James talk, even now after listening to the new music, he went nuts. Not this Hitman stuff, the other stuff. He was like, "Yo, this guy got stadium records." He was calling some of my favorite executives and stuff. So it's nice to have his support. And one thing that he said that really blew my mind was he kept telling all these record execs, I don't want to mention no names, but it's all your favorite guys. He kept saying, "We got to do this for Chris. I got to do this for Chris. Chris, I feel like Chris wants me to do this." And I feel it too, bro. I even wore my Violator. I wore a Violator thing, this little thing that we had on our wrist. I was wearing that in the studio when I did Hitman, bro. And the energy was there, bro. So I'm thankful for all my friends, thankful for everything that came from that. Loving it.
All right, man. That's JoJo Pellegrino. I got to go put the fire out, man, and get ready to head out of here. It's Animal Status only on Shade 45.